How's it going, everybody? Kyther here, and welcome back to another episode of Satisfactory, where last time we relocated our rubber production to this giant platform, actually permanently set up the fuel, apart from the whole how it gets to places, for the most part, upgraded our power so it is way more than what we were using, and now are currently actually using about 3 times the amount that we were last time. And we also set up a brand new train line, our first proper train line, to go and grab the oil instead of using the trucks. And before I had actually decided to set up this train line, we were going to just change where the truck went to this tiny little station here, but obviously changed my mind about that. And we're just going to leave this here for the time being. If it ever ends up getting in the road, I'll just dismantle it. But we may find a use for it in the future, maybe. So I'm just going to leave it there for the time being. But as for today, we're finally going to get our stator and motor factories up and running. But before that can even happen, our old and somewhat outdated concrete factory needs some lovin' and some fixin' uppins. Because, as you can see, there's none left here at all. The bin that I've had sitting up there with the other two is completely empty. In fact, the bin's actually gone now. And what I have in my inventory, plus another 3.5 stacks, is all the concrete I has left. So, considering the platforms and the walls are all made of concrete, we're gonna need to make some more concrete. Which pretty much means this entire bottom floor has got to go. And I give you the brand new concrete tower. Now, it is actually a lot different than last time, because now everything fits on nice snug on a one floor. So, for future plans, I'm going to leave the space down here so we can organize and split the lines that come into here. So the one over there, we can max it out. At the moment is 150. It'll be higher once we get the better mining machines. I was going to say mark machines, but that would have made no sense. And by expanding the building by 1 in this direction, which I realize is probably a bad idea because I need to be able to get up into here, which will probably just change this one to be a slope. Probably deal with it that way or something. It's allowed me to fit 6 of these on one floor. I don't really want this building to be incredibly high, tall, considering it's going to be next to this thing, which is probably going to get much, much taller. Yeah, don't want too many of them super close together, super tall. So yeah, I can fit these in. If I need more floors, can be done. And thanks to these, we can actually put these above and split them up evenly. So this thing's all raring to go. But connected to a bin, which I'll make more of very shortly. So let's connect that. And this will run. We've dropped way down on power. I'm not sure what was running, but it has stopped. And we have concrete being made in the base. Once more. Looking at this platform, it's taking me a little bit longer than I would have liked to work out how I want to divvy up this platform. We're going to need a lot of stators in the future. So I'm going to be setting up these 4 tiles here, all the way across. Most likely, or maybe just 2 across or something. Or 3. I don't know, for the stators. Then I'm going to be using this row of 3 for the motors. I don't think we need all that many, but it's just sort of the way that this platform is made up, and it's the best way for it to be divvied up. Alright, so here's the design I've decided to go with. Was initially putting it on this side, for some reason. But this side is better because the quick wire is over there and closer. I wouldn't have to drag it around the building as I'm having to do with the rubber here. Also redirected that to go around this way and into there. Adjusted the power a little bit. Now this thing's power is getting it from the other side, the top floor, through the tower itself. But this has gone through a couple of design changes. Was initially going to just go the entire length of this, doing 3 wide per floor, but then I realized I will probably only need maybe 4 machines at most. Well, really, for all the things that the Stators can be used to make, which I haven't selected these apparently. I really only need 3 machines, but if we want to sort of perfect things in the future, I will only need, may need more than that. So instead of doing 3 wide, only going up a little bit, want to make the tower a little bit taller. We're going with this design, just enough room for them to merge the front, and being able to put this up the back here, which also gives us just enough room if we ever need to sort of bring it in and split it more. I can definitely do it up there. I'm not sure if I can do it down here. I think I have to be standing on top of the splitters here to do such a thing. But this is the nice direction where I can actually get these to connect, because occasionally you can't get these to connect unless you're sort of standing above them, standing at the right spot, and aim, you know, also in the right spot. A little bit finicky, but we're going to get the pipes to come in from the top and the quicker wire to come in through the side down there, and because it's actually up higher, it's just going to shoot along across the top here and then in. However, before we come to that, we do have the hard drives here. Ooh, all nice things. Do I have another computer one? I do. Just an alternate recipe. Okay, that kind of throws things out the window, doesn't it? Because the other alternate recipe, one's making 1, the other one the other one makes 1, this makes 3. Also, I think the other one I've seen of this, or the one I'm thinking of, where you use 6 of this, you have to use a different type of coal. So I make it? I really don't. You know what? We'll grab this one. We'll see how that goes. Oh, they updated. Now that's up the top. I don't know if they did that recently or not, but I don't know. Put in another hard drive. So I decided to put on a wall, or finish up the wall around here, considering we actually need both of these machines to do, just use the 2 machines over there, 1 machine per machine. We're just going around over there, around the corner and down. Eventually I'll be building something on top of this. I realized that I've been doing that for that one. And, well, not that one, but who knows, that might change in the future. So, kind of in the heart of the base. So, the tower will eventually go on top of here. Also notice that the light thing goes through, doesn't stop you from building on it. Kind of odd. So I don't know if I'm going to put a floor here or do what I did down below, which is 3 walls tall. Probably, because we didn't have the thin ones before. But we'll see, because it does look a little bit odd having that go through. But anyway, we're going to connect up the quick wire. And just one thing that I noticed that I should be doing with the steel pipes here is that I should be increasing and decreasing these. Be a bit of a waste of power shards, but for one machine down there, I only need one of these machines to be on 1.2 of the percentage. And to be fair, I could be adjusting the lower one, so where one gets decreased, I could increase another one, and we're still using the same amount of steel. So that's just something that I sort of realized in between clips. So we have our awkward little bring down of the pipes. I don't sort of like these things just hanging in mid-air. Like if I brought that one down here, could have connected across, down, straight into here, but it just looks weird when they kind of just float. I'm trying to avoid that, so they're being held up by the brackets. We can plug this into here, and jump down here, and then put that into there, and then the only thing that we're missing is the connecting of the power, which we're just going to not quite where I wanted that to go. There, like so, and we once again have the Stators in production, and with a very wonky exit. We now have some temporary storage, which I will need to take 25 of these. Well, it would have been nice not to have done that, because with those and 25 of the rotors, we can unlock the alternate rotor recipe that we had unlocked a fair while ago. Oh, they definitely updated this. I was not aware. There we go. And also convenient timing. These had also finished. Okay, there's the the enriched steel ingot, which requires compacted coal, which uses I think 3 sulfur, 3 sulfur and 3 coal, and then also more iron. So I don't know what's worth it at this point. I'll grab it. I'm not really interested in converting 2 iron into copper. I suppose it works for other places if we don't have it, and that's just not necessary unless I had no steel around, I suppose. Is that one? We have another hard drive to put in there. Bam. I really like this change that they made. Anyway, let's have a look at the motor, because I had forgotten what the alternate recipe was. Oh no, yeah, that's right. Still 2 of those, and just an extra crystal oscillator. So our next step will be to build the motor factory, which we're going to plonk in here. And I think just for safety, we're going to take up the entire row, or the majority of it, because that about there? Probably go back one, maybe. I'm hoping this is center. Is it centered? It's not centered. Centered is a must. Fix that. Click it. There we go. Mouse, you're failing me. Because then we can do a little step over there, like I had before. That there. But better yet, we already have the oscillators coming over here, going into this thing. We're just going to bring them in, split them here. I might as well just do that now. I wasn't going to put it directly here, but this also works. Bring that in, or not. There we go. And then we can just bring the rest and plonk them straight into here for alternate motors. And I may have miscalculated how many stators I needed before, so it could actually be the entire 4 machines. But essentially I just need one stator machine to go into here, and also technically just 1 rotor machine as well, which is probably going to be the more annoying one. Mouse, you fail me. I click, but you don't work. Slightly more annoying to get over here, purely because of the amount of things that are going across here directly. So it'll be 3 things. I think it's time we add a brand new design to the city that I've been thinking of. It's not also, it's not really going to work all that well in this space. but it could look cool. But just to delay that, we also have another hard drive completed, and I'm just gonna grab the high-speed connector one. And that be all our hard drives that we have on us for the moment. The real reason I'm delaying this is because we're bringing out the paint gun. Oh, that's cool. Oh, okay, so now I know. I can't paint these, which is what I was hoping I could do. But, as you can kinda tell, we have a very long, very straight, horizontal box. Too tall. Which is just going to be holding all of the things that want to go down to this end part, essentially. I did only want this to be one high, and then cover it up with the foundations, but because I actually need things to go over and through to the other side, instead of just, you know, you can actually, most of you probably know, but most of the time you can actually just make the conveyor belts just pass through each other. Doesn't look good, even though you wouldn't see into this. I'm not going to do it, but see, over here we had to go over. I wanted that to just go down there, but it's really over there that is the issue. Bridging the clearance. And then we're just going to be covering this up. It's just, that's not where I want that to go. But legitimately just be like a horizontal box that's held up and attached to the buildings. I might change it so it's made out of the metal. Actually, second question. I presume the metal... No, the metal cannot be painted. It's only this one. Okay, so... What was the... Right click. I don't know. We'll see. It might look better if it's metal. Otherwise, my initial plan was just to paint it a different color to whatever we make the buildings. That's not supposed to be there. And I just connected this to go down like that so it didn't get in the road of this. I could have made it go in here, but like that, but it just wasn't really what I was gonna want, because it needs to go down below was the main issue. But anyway, I did actually end up disconnecting this just while I couldn't have it running while I was adjusting things, so connect that back up, not get stuck. From here we just need to grab stators, or one of them, drag it in here. I already have the rotors coming in, which we might just by standard bring them in down with the conveyor lifts every time I press that plus button instead of anything else. Is there a way that I can just line it up perfectly? I can. I'll probably just do a straight line, air quotes straight line, straight into the edge there for the oscillators. And then we just need the stators to come in. So for now, just get rid of all of that. And I'll just bring the stators in over in just one big cohesive group, because there's no reason not to at this point in time. Lie over. Put it in kind of dodgily. Might as well connect the others up at this point. And then just quickly grab some of the power. I don't know if a wall will actually go between there. Again, mouse. Oh, I don't have cable. Like I said, quickly give it the power. Which apparently you're saying you still have none of. Right, actually connected to the machine while I did that. And our motors will be created. I think we're going to be technically losing crystal oscillators if both, actually no, yeah, if both of these machines are running, we're definitely going to be losing them, but this entire building is completely stopped at this point. Both of those are all filled up, so there won't really be a thing that happens. Storage is what I wanted. Big container. And we're just going to put in the motors. They return once again, but this time it's permanent. Okay, so I've just gone around and tidied up the walls. That's completely filled up. And the ceiling of these 3 buildings. And sort of done a bit of a rim top floor around that one and this one. Although I think this building might be changing in the future. Not entirely sure. Nah, we'll just leave that. But I found out something. You can't paint this one, can't paint that one. But I don't know what changes on it. But you can apparently change this one. I don't. Well, nothing appears to be changing, so I don't think you're meant to be able to. But I figured, let me jump on the jump pad here, that it'd probably be for the best you change the color of this now. I do plan on changing the color of the buildings, but let's just see if this makes it any better. There you go. So, turns out you can hold the trigger down, but you will repaint something even if it's already painted. So I have enough of this left to actually tap the rest of it. I suppose technically need to shoot those ones. And the ones at the end. If I stand in the wrong spot, we actually get hurt there. But that definitely makes a difference. I'm not gonna lie, I initially thought from the color palette. That's fine. That you have to. Okay, so you select it. Right. I keep thinking you can just click it. Fair enough. We'll do this side the grey then, because that's what I was wanting. Was it to be a grey color, not the blue color? I don't know. Honestly, the blue color looks a bit better because it stands out, but that's not really what I'm going for. I'm gonna try and get different points of view on it and all. See, like, it definitely draws your attention. More than likely, though, why I wanted to go grey was it would match the, what are they called, foundations better. I might quickly do a repaint of it being grey. It's matching with the sky. Okay, so I've only done half of it. Though I was expecting to fall down. That definitely looks a lot better than the blue did, so I'm gonna make the rest of it grey. Alright, so that's that. Also, the added benefit for this as well, every time, wrong button, is that this gives enough space for if I ever wanted to actually put some train tracks up here, or the railways up here. Because there's probably more than likely never going to be anything. Actually, I don't plan to put anything on top of these. The only issue would be if those are coming out of the sides directly above it. But who knows? That's for the future to hold. It's going to look a little weird from the inside, but that's not a part of this, so yeah. Actually, that shouldn't even... There we go. I was going to say there shouldn't be a wall there. I don't know why I put a wall there. But yeah, that is what the base looks like. Let's get a look from up there. Yeah, so the base is very much slowly expanding. probably a bit of an understatement for what's happening over there. Can't really tell that that's there. Like, it sort of blends in, which is kind of what I wanted. It'll be more prominent, I suppose, if it once these buildings get tall up, which let's hope that they actually do. Do I have... Hang on. What is this? Oh, that's where the pipes used to go through. Look at all the things that are showing through. I'll have to fix that. No. Gun. Not need you in the hands at the moment. Still haven't got rid of train track down here. I'll probably remove that since I'm over here now. Well, once I get down from here. But yeah, guys, that's gonna do it for today, I think. There will be an update video going up after this today, for anyone that watches it pretty early on. Well, and from here on out, I think Satisfactory is gonna be a little bit more, probably about as sparse as it's been recently. I'm going to try to just do an episode once a week. Whether it's a long, I say long, an episode that gets a lot done, or if it's kind of like we just get one building done. We'll see. It just depends on the time that I get to record it, because it does take a fair bit of time to record. Hello, Mouthy friend. I can't remember if you were in the intro from last time we were up here. Maybe. It might have been. You're going to clip the... No, you're going to go further down this time. I don't know. The very first time I was up here, we almost got swept off. But anyway, guys, that's all for today. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you did, please feel free to stick around and see some more. I shall see you guys next time, where we unlock the next part of Tier 7. And can get into... probably finally get into either the what's it called? The uranium. I was thinking of radiation stuff. That or the aluminium stuff. I don't know. We'll just see where next episode takes us, I suppose. But anyway, until then, bye.